Good morning. We're halfway through June, well into summer, at least weather-wise, and it feels like it. The humidity's up, temperatures are up a little bit. Here's the morning weather map for the country. There's a cool front to our northwest, but as is typical in the early summer patterns, this front has no opportunity really, nothing to push it into the Ozarks. But what we see out ahead of this instead, which is very typical, are these little disturbances, areas of low and high pressure, mostly generated by just kind of renegade little areas of showers and storms traversing the Midwest. Here's the close-up view of the weather map here, and we have an outflow boundary, cooler left by showers and storms once again out here in Kansas, but this feature yesterday could be tagged right here. So these things wander around. Some of them have enough oomph, so to speak, to make it either close to the Ozarks or into the Ozarks, and that's basically the forecast challenge for rain over the next couple of days. Our temperatures are interesting. Today we should have no problem getting up to close to 90 degrees again. Some of that high cloudiness again around in the sky, but it's not slowing our temperature down too much. And then tomorrow, a lot of this depends on whether which computer model you believe. Now note, this is very interesting. This one model takes the temperature up, is typical during the early morning hours, then it sags it back down, then it goes up again, then it goes back down at night. This kind of horseshoe effect here, or this saddle effect, is because it thinks it's going to rain right here, and it brings temperatures down accordingly. Of course, the question is, will it? Here's the temperature pattern over the next couple of days. Again, you can see that goofiness in tomorrow's temperature forecast with the rain possibilities. Generally speaking, though, this is a warm pattern. I think that the computer models are more on target with this, with the temperatures averaging right around 90 degrees through early next week. Here are the rain shots. Again, this is kind of hit and miss on this, maybe late tonight and then tomorrow afternoon, depending on what you believe. And a lot of the details of that are just not known until the actual clusters of storms form. Then there's another shot possibly later in the week around Thursday's time frame. Here's an interesting comparison between Springfield and Columbia, Missouri, whereas Springfield is slated to receive accumulation of about a third of an inch. Columbia is up close to 3/4 of an inch for the same time frame, and that there's a pattern to that. The rain chances are expected to be better upstate in an area that is dry, but not as dry as southern Missouri, southeastern Missouri, and much of northern Arkansas. Here's the morning radar loop, and I can show you again another one of these thunderstorm clusters crossing Kansas, but you can see it's dying away as it tries to enter the somewhat more stable air. And what I have overlaid on top of that are the upper level winds, and those are the steering currents. But see, this time of year, the storms and showers themselves can help mold and shape where those upper level winds end up. So it's something that just has to be watched on a day by day, actually hour by hour sort of thing. And the SPC outlook for today does have us in a slight, I will note, but if I were you, I would just kind of focus on this part of it up here, and hail and high wind being the main threat. And this wouldn't be till probably later tonight if it developed here at all. Just again, small scale features. Here's the precipitation pattern like yesterday's. It goes from nothing in northern Arkansas and then just kind of ramps up as you go northwest. So Kansas City is actually in the average 1 to 1.25 inch category. Just kind of zooming out, there's the broad view of what we can expect. Portions of the Corn Belt over here from Iowa into Illinois, Indiana, getting a nice June rain, which I'm sure they would appreciate very much. And one last thing I want to show you is the overall forecast for the next 6 to 10 days. Actually, this is the 8 to 14 day forecast. I'll turn the precipitation off, and there is a little bit of a pattern change. The upper level winds are forecast to do something like this by the late part of next week and into the weekend. So this represents a below normal forecast of temperature. And I think we're going to be caught up in that, and to a limited extent, maybe feeling a little bit cooler. And the temperature patterns over that same period, this starts next weekend basically. Here's the precipitation patterns, I should say. It looks very wet in the east, again consistent with a trough of low pressure kind of developing like that and bringing some rain and showers to the east. We're again slated to be kind of average. Enjoy your weekend. We'll have another report tomorrow, unless some severe weather happens to pop up in any kind of organized fashion later today.